Long before she stepped foot in the city of Zarqaan, Nuni had already imagined her throne. She was born in the shadows of broken dreams, in a crowded township where children learned to pose for phones before they learned to spell. Her mother sold roasted maize by the roadside, her father was a rumor that came and left with the wind. But Nuni, she had a phone, beauty, and ambition. The world would know her name. By 18, she was already calling herself a Slayqueen, a goddess of looks, likes, and lifestyle. Every post she uploaded was filtered perfection, champagne glasses, beachside sunsets, luxury handbags, even if borrowed. She had mastered the digital illusion. But behind the ring lights, reality crashed in silence. Rent unpaid. Friends fake. Loans unpaid. Fame without fortune. So when the whispers of Zarqaan reached her ears, a place where error princes offered fast fortunes for girls like her, she knew it was destiny calling. Gold cities. Diamond cars. Palaces with perfume fountains. It was everything she craved. Nuni sold her last iPhone and borrowed the rest for a one-way flight. Her followers cheered her on. Go get your bag, queen. Zarqaan ain't ready. Secure that prince. She arrived draped in silk knockoffs, her face glowing, her eyes blazing. Even the airport guards paused to stare. She booked a room in Al Mazir Hotel, the hotspot for international influencers. Each photo she posted gained thousands of likes. Hashtags like #ZarqaanQueen and #SlayInTheSun trended. But deep within Al Fama, the royal district, a man named Prince Juha watched silently. He had seen her kind before, loud, hungry, beautiful. He smiled wickedly. Bring her to the palace, he said to his guards. And the game began. The invitation came the next morning, wrapped in silver cloth and scented with oud. A black luxury car waited outside the hotel with 2 silent guards. Nuni opened the scroll. The House of Nurat requests your presence at Casa Nurat. A private audience with His Highness, Prince Juha. Nuni squealed, tossing her hair with practiced elegance. She acted surprised for the camera, but inside, she felt victorious. This was it. Her moment. The car drove her through Al Fama, where even the street lamps were gold-plated. Towering date palms lined the road. Hidden eyes watched from carved balconies. Everything smelled of wealth. At the palace, the gates opened into a marble courtyard where peacocks wandered freely. A man in gold-trimmed robes waited, tall, almond-skinned, with eyes like moonlight reflected on oil. Prince Juha. Welcome to Casa Nurat, he said, voice deep and smooth. Your beauty precedes you. Nuni curtsied awkwardly. Thank you, Your Highness. I'm honored. He led her through halls of crystal and velvet, past fountains that danced to unseen music. You are not like the others, Juha said as they entered a private chamber. Nuni smiled. I came for more than selfies, my prince. He grinned. I have a test for you. One that separates queens from beggars. She leaned in, expecting a modeling contract, or perhaps a silk box with a diamond ring. Instead, he gestured to a golden suitcase on the table, open, overflowing with thick stacks of blue Zarqaan bills. 1 million, he said. Untaxed. Untraceable. Yours. Her heart nearly leapt out of her chest. Then he clapped once. A servant entered with a covered silver tray. He lifted the lid. A wave of stench hit the air. Nuni gagged. What is that? Juha sipped his tea. A single task. Eat this, and the money is yours. Nuni stared at the plate like it had beaten her. It was unmistakable. A mound of human feces sat steaming on the silver tray. Decorated with mint leaves. Served with a gold spoon. But the smell made everything else irrelevant. She backed away. You can't be serious. Juha leaned back, casual. I'm always serious. Most who come here are not. Her stomach turned. Her mouth went dry. But her eyes kept sliding back to the suitcase. $1 million. Not just money, a miracle. Freedom. Proof. Revenge. Her past erased in one scoop. She shook her head. Why? Why would you do this? He chuckled. Because I can. Because I've learned that some people will do anything to escape who they really are. And if I walk away, you go home with stories. Maybe some likes. But nothing changes. You'll be back to begging for giveaways and borrowing wigs. His words stung. She thought of her mother crying when the rent was late. The man who mocked her accent on live TV. The friends who laughed when she couldn't pay for drinks. She thought of her fake life, how much she hated pretending. She sat down, silent. The guards left the room. Just her, the money, and the plate. 30 minutes passed. Then, without ceremony, Nuni picked up the spoon. Her hands trembled. She took a bite. The taste was hell. Her soul recoiled. She gagged once, twice, but forced it down. Again. Again. Eyes shut, dignity dripping. When it was done, she vomited into a crystal bowl. Then she wiped her mouth, stood up, and faced the prince. I did it. He said nothing. Just nodded at the guards. They gave her the suitcase. She left without applause. No praise. Just the sound of the palace gates closing behind her. Nuni sat in her hotel suite with the suitcase beside her, untouched. The room sparkled with perfume, designer shoes, and scattered shopping bags. But she stared blankly into the mirror. No filter could hide what she'd done. She had money now, real, untouchable money. But the taste wouldn't leave her mouth. Not even after 10 mouthwashes, 7 breath mints, and 4 perfumes sprayed on her face. Still, she told herself, I did what I had to do. She posted a photo, herself in a white robe, toasting champagne, the caption reading. Secured the bag hashtag slay to the top hashtag no shame in the hustle. The comments exploded. Queen. What's the secret, sis? Broke who? Not you. She started to feel better. New clothes. New phone. A down payment for a penthouse back home. Brand deals came flooding in. Nuni was no longer a Slayqueen, she was a businesswoman now. Fashion lines. Endorsements. Interviews. Even a billboard. But when she closed her eyes at night, she remembered the plate. The taste. Juha's eyes watching her. A week later, she threw away her mirror. It no longer showed her beauty. Only the bite. Months passed. Nuni built an empire on silence. No one knew the truth. She bought her mother a house, paid for her sister's university, and launched a perfume line called Unfiltered. Everywhere she went, cameras followed. People called her a genius, a survivor, a modern-day Cinderella. They didn't know what the sleeper really was. Still, she smiled. She posed. She profited. But something inside her stayed cracked. Sometimes, while brushing her teeth, she'd gag for no reason. When people cooked with strong spices, she'd excuse herself. She began avoiding mirrors, then cameras. She deleted old posts. Still, the money came. Until one day, a message appeared in her inbox. I know what you did in Zarqaan. Everyone will. Attached was a video, a grainy, hidden angle from the palace. A plate. A bite. She froze. She had built a castle. But it was made of crap. And now it was about to fall. The video leaked. Not all of it, just enough. Whispers became shouts. Her perfume brand pulled out. Fashion lines dropped her. She went from trending to cancelled in less than 48 hours. her fans turned brutal. You, is this real? Face vomiting. Not my queen eating poop for money. This is why you can't trust influencers. Even her mother called in tears, asking, is it true, Nuni? Nuni couldn't speak. In Zarqaan, Prince Juha saw the headlines and smiled coldly. He didn't release the video, but he didn't stop it either. She fled social media. She shut down her pages. She gave her team a final order. Delete everything. She sat in the darkness of her penthouse, now echoing with silence. Not even the millions in her bank account could drown the shame that now lived in her bones. She had paid the price. But it wasn't the money that cost her the most. It was her name. Thank you so much for watching this unforgettable story. If it made you think, if it made you feel, then it did its job. We have many more powerful African tales waiting for you, so don't stop here. Check out the other stories on the channel for more twists, lessons, and unforgettable moments. Don't forget to like, comment, share, and of course, subscribe to stay updated with every new drop. Your support helps us keep these stories alive. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and never forget the price of the dream.